Hey folks, Bob here. So I'm over here at the Mustang today, and we're going to jack it up. I'm going to break the lug nuts loose first, and then jack it up, and then finish taking the lug nuts off, and get it on jack stands, take the wheels off, and then we're going to see what we got to do to look at these lug studs and make sure they're good and tight. And then if we don't have to replace any, put the wheels back on and order the correct lug nuts, because I think it's got the wrong ones on it. And then we'll be able to go for a ride. So this, we won't be going for a ride today, but we're gonna at least get the thing jacked up and looked at today, I think. Okay, I finally got one wheel off. Let me get my hat back on, I had to crawl up under there, but ran into a plethora of different size lug nuts. That's just a regular old 3/4, 1/2 inch, 3/4. And then there's this, which is the, I'll just show you. But that's the regular 3/4. Had to use that tool to get it off, and it's almost too short. And then I've got some that are this right here, 13/16. There's 13/16, and there's 3/4, and then there's this for the locking lug nuts. So there's 3 different lug nuts on this car. The problem with this is the deep studs here. This only goes so far and it bottoms out. I was having trouble. I just barely was able to get enough of this lug nut. If it had a longer lug nut, it wouldn't have been a problem, which is what this car needs. When you run a long stud, you also need a long lug nut. And then we got this right here. That's not going to jive. That needs to be centric, hub centric and lug nut centric, or at least a lot better than that. That's a damn mess. Look at that. So I'll see if I can't find this better. And also, when I was jacking it up, I couldn't get to the rear end because they got this big lower brace here, and I had to jack it up on that. I guessed it's okay. It's got a pad there for that. But I noticed, when I was doing that, I saw these wire ties right here wrapped around the rear end holding the brake line on. I have seen cars done that way, and now that I've gotten this wheel off, I can see a little better. It is actually a factory clamp that's welded to the axle. So I guess the wire tie is just an additional. That makes me feel a little better. But you can see right in there the factory clamp. Let me see if I can zoom you in, and it is indeed on the brake line, but I need to run it. It's definitely, I'm sure it's boogered somewhere. But yeah, just stuff like that we got to kind of clean up. Notice a little bit of wear on these bushings here. That's probably not good because I don't know whose suspension this is. But let me make some measurements with these and see if I can't order the correct one. And then we need an open lug nut that's probably at least 1 inch long, and it needs to be a tapered lug nut. So judging by my wheel here, yeah, we need to have looks like just a regular tapered lug nut, best I can tell there. Get a light shine in there. Hard doing this stuff with one hand, guys. Yeah, I think that's just woo, man, that's crazy. 3 different lug nuts. And this crap here. So let me see what else we can do. Guys, when you're gonna run these spacers, I mean, if it's just a street car and you're just trying to get a set of wheels, I guess that'll work, but you really need to run what's called hub centric. See, it fits the hubs right here snug, and that doesn't do that. Or get one that has the lug nuts that are tight. I'd rather have the hub centric. But so I gotta do some measuring. But also, if you're gonna run long lug studs, which is nothing wrong with that, you need a lug nut that's gonna have some engagement. Look at that, how much thread he's not using here. Whoever built this car. You could easily run an 1 inch long lug nut, which is what I would do. You get a lot more thread engagement and torque it to the proper specs, you're good to go. But this right here, that's no wonder the lug nuts were backing off. So anyway, let me see what the rest of the lug nuts look like. I just kind of loosened them up. I haven't taken them off yet. Let me go to the other side. I think it's a completely different setup over there. All right, guys, so on this side here, once again, we got two wire ties, or zip straps, what do you call them, right here. You see them. I can see them good. I guess the lighting ain't that good for the camera. Camera's having trouble picking them up, but I'll get the damn light. These, yeah, they're right there. There's two of them. There's one right here and another one right there. There is a factory clamp right here, if you guys can see it. That's good. I don't see anything else that's out of my view range right here, but I did notice a couple other things. We got a little wire zip tie right here, holding that in, holding that emergency brake cable on. And then it wraps around the back here, and it's rubbing on this strut, which is moving. Let me get you here, you can see. See right here? It's rubbing on that strut, so that's not good. And also, got a nice battery cable going to the trunk. The battery's in the trunk. And I like that they did these little rubber clamp things or whatever. That's pretty cool. I'm glad they did that. But I wish they had insulated, because this is rubbing. It's gonna, it'll be a while probably, but it is a couple spots where it's rubbing. I see they got some down here. They got a piece of right there. They got a piece of rubber right here protecting it. They should have put one up in here too. Again, I gotta apologize for the lighting, guys. But yeah, that battery cable, I need to probably look that over a little better. But then we got another problem. So you come over to this side and there's only one spacer. I have no idea. And it's not hub centric either. And then it gets even better. Here, these are the lug nuts that came off of this side. There was only 3 of them. These are 13/16. Right here, I had to use that. So it's a different size socket, completely different lug nut. And holy shit. You got a flat tire on the side of the road, you're gonna have a challenge. So we'll fix that. We'll get a 1/2 inch by 21 inch long lug nut for this side as well. I guess by all 4 corners. And I guess just go to one spacer on this side. I'm assuming the forward rear end's offset maybe. Is that how this, because everything looks like it's bolted incorrectly. I don't see where they had to shim anything over. Probably have to look on the other side, but God, I hope not. But so yeah, we'll get a spacer, a hub centric spacer for this side. That looks like about 1/4 inch. We'll measure it, make sure. Did not bring a deep enough socket to get the lug nuts off the front wheels. So we're kind of stuck right there with those for now. So we'll conclude this part of the video right here. We'll be back with a second part on the rest of this this car. And yeah, let's do that. Let's conclude this video. Look at the tailpipe. That's not legal in the state of North Carolina. Well, it may be on this car, I guess. Yeah, I don't know though. They do safety. And I don't think that's it needs to exit out the back, I believe. So we may have to address that also. But let's get the lug nuts fixed right now. We'll be back with part 2. Hopefully we'll have the front off in part 2. That's the plan. Folks, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. We're gonna try to get this old Mustang going. Bob out.